Many of my clients come into me for the first time when I first meet them. I want more energy. I want more clarity. I want my pain out of my body. I am so inflamed. And a lot of the times people go, what can I eat? What can I take? How can I make this better? But sometimes they don't look at some of the main thing, which is in their mind, which could be causing them a lot of poison in their body. So did you know that sometimes ever wondered that what is going through your brain and how you're processing your brain is more poisonous than the food on your plate? Now, I'm not saying go and eat garbage, go and fill yourself with all this rubbish and junk food, and your body is going to be okay. I'm just telling you that mental and emotional toxicity is more poisonous and more damaging to your body than you actually realize. And why do I know this? Because when you feel an emotion of anger, frustration, irritability, hatred, grief, shame, all of those emotions, as soon as you feel that emotion, that goes through every cell in your body. And I had a client just recently who, well, he has things that pop up where he gets so angry and frustrated, and all of a sudden he has these pimples pop out on his bum. So this rash comes out on his bum. Why does that happen? Because the blood has become quite overheated from this frustration and this built up anger and imbalance inside, that it actually goes straight into his system, and it's immediate. You'll feel like when you feel anxious, you'll feel it in your gut. When you feel maybe sad, you can feel it in your heart, and your whole body, every cell in your body will feel this. And this is why it's so much more damaging. So let me explain so you can see and understand how this is actually can make your body toxic, and you're trying to get on top of things, but you can't get on top of things because your body is constantly feeling this way. So this is something that we do in our Elevate program, and we teach and coach our clients not only how to get your health in good shape, but how to get your mind in good shape. So a lot of the coaching on the mental and emotional side is how to manage these 60,000 thoughts that go on in your body every day. So let's say, for an example, we talk about the neurostrategy framework. So the neurostrategy framework is something that I learned from Steve Linder, which is something happens, right, to your system, or something happens inside your life. And let me just explain it in this particular way. So this is you, right? Best drawing I can do of you. This is an event that happens in your life, right? It can be a significant emotional event, and sometimes it is. We call this a circumstance. So this is like the C line. So this actually happens. You either delete it, you stored it, or you generalize it. Now, your nervous system, because it has 60,000 thoughts per day, will sometimes delete things because it's like, I don't need to know. So just think about that. Were you thinking about that you could feel your big toe like a second ago? No, you weren't. But now that I've said, do you think about feeling your big toe? Now you can sense your big toe. The only reason why is because I've brought awareness to it. So when you have your thoughts, you're bringing awareness to whatever your thoughts are having, and there's that focus. So delete, distort, or generalize. So your identity, or what we call your IR, your internal representation of the outside world, will see that event or process that event, that circumstance. You will make it mean something. So what does it mean? So your meaning is the thoughts that you have about that event. Now, you can have 10, 20, 30 different thoughts about that event. And if you have 10 different people, they may have 10 different thoughts about the same event, because how they look at things or how they look at the world, depending on their identity, will have a different process. Do you know that the person that always thinks negative about anything that is happening is always looking at the glass half full? So they don't ever see opportunity. So their meaning that they put around the event is always something on that negative side. So the meaning that we choose is we get to choose it, right? So for an example, like I'd have a client who might say like they had something going on in business, or they had something going on with a friendship or whatever. So they might go, we lost a huge amount of money in the business. So that is very general, a huge amount of money. So if I say be specific, we lost $20,000 in the business, or we lost $100,000 in the business. or we lost $2 in the business. When you start being more specific, you change, or you can think about meaning a little bit differently. So circumstance is what happened. It's factual. This is the fact. Then how you think about something and what you mean will mean you will go into a certain state. So that certain state will be a feeling, and we call this the F line. So how do you feel? Now, this is when the emotion comes. So when the emotion comes, it'll be a feeling, it'll be a state. And let's say it's anger, frustration, irritability, grief, or whatever. Then this happens in your physiology. So your body starts to feel that because it's now starting to impact your physiology. So depending on what actions you take, we call this the A line, right? Depending on your belief systems, we call this BS. Will depend on what your results are. And your results is what we call the R line. So when I train and coach my clients, I always say, what meaning are you putting to an event that happened to you? So it's always the circumstance. Circumstance is my husband left the knife on the bench. The meaning you could have is he doesn't respect me. I clean up all the time and he can't even clean that and put that knife away. If all it is a knife, right? Then it makes you feel frustrated. And then your actions is you might withdraw, or you might not talk to them, or you might go to bed and you're in a bit of a huff. And the result is there's this disjointed response. Now, who gets to have that emotion in their body and have a bad day? Well, you do. The thing is, it's about a knife. It's actually not about the knife. It's about the meaning that you gave to that circumstance. So this is something where we talk about how your thoughts become toxic. And when your thoughts are toxic, this goes through your system. And when that goes through your system, it's polluting your body. And this is why we will have, like, the anxiety will cause bloating. It will cause problems with the digestive system. It can cause reflux because it can cause more heat in the body, and the body is producing more heat. It can cause more headaches or high blood pressure. Lots and lots of different physical responses can happen because of, your state. But it all comes back to the thoughts that you have. So one of the things that we teach you, and we teach you in the detoxification program, is how do you manage your mind? How do you manage your mind to be able to let those thoughts pass by and detoxify maybe thoughts that aren't serving you? Maybe they've been happening for a long time. Maybe they're constant. Maybe they've been happening for 10 years, 20 years. Maybe you've got this thought that, you're carrying too much weight and you're like, I'm ugly. Right? Or I'm fat, or, maybe you've got like some inflammation or something where a part doesn't work, where you're like, I'm never going to be fit. I'm never going to be able to travel. So again, these are thoughts. The circumstance is you have a sore knee, or the circumstance is you're carrying 10 kilos more, but you have created the thought, which is making that imbalance, which is making you feel something. When you feel something, you might eat more, or you might not follow a program or a protocol. But until you change and shift the mind, you can't defrag that computer. So if you are getting stuck and you have tried lots and lots of different things and you can't get on top of health challenges, whether it's pain, whether it's gut issues, whether it's like constant migraines or headaches or something that is just constantly going on, then getting through a detoxification program where we work on the physical toxicity that's been locked and lodged in, but we're also working on the emotional, mental toxicity that's also blocking. So you get to clear all of that out and work on that through 28 days. So come and join us on the program. Come and talk to our team if you know that this is an issue. We've also given you some tips below that can help you just to start today. So that will help you to get on the process of knowing that your thoughts are causing toxicity, could be more dangerous than the food that you're eating. Hope that helps. Take care.